Hour Special Edition.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching the News Hour Weekend Special Edition with me, Priya Bahal. Today was the last day of a 3-day convention of Jehovah's Witnesses, a Christian subsect in Ernakulam. At around 9:30 this morning, there were close to 2,000 people who had gathered at the convention center when suddenly multiple explosions struck. There was panic, there was chaos, and there was fire, leaving 2 dead and around 50 people injured, including a 12-year-old child.
അങ്ങേയറ്റം ദൗർഭാഗ്യകരമായ സംഭവമാണ് ഇന്ന് കാലത്ത് കളമശ്ശേരിയിലുണ്ടായത്. ഇപ്പോൾ 41 പേരാണ് ആശുപത്രിയിലുള്ളത്. സംഭവത്തിൽ മരണപ്പെട്ടത് 2 പേരാണ്. ക്രിട്ടിക്കലായി കഴിയുന്ന 5 പേരുണ്ട്. ഇപ്പോൾ ഇതുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് അന്വേഷണ ചുമതല ADGP ലോ ആൻഡ് ഓർഡറിൻ്റെ നേതൃത്വത്തിലുള്ള സ്പെഷ്യൽ ടീമിനായിരിക്കും. അതിൻ്റെ അന്വേഷണ ഉദ്യോഗസ്ഥനായിട്ട് DCP കൊച്ചി ശശിധരൻ IPSനെയാണ് നിശ്ചയിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്. അന്വേഷണ ടീമിൽ 20 അംഗങ്ങളാണ് ഉണ്ടാവുക.
Now, a multi-agency probe is underway to establish the culpability. But what has come under immediate spotlight is the timing of these explosions, coming as they do just 48 hours after a Hamas top leader was allowed to address a gathering of youth in this very state, where Hamas terrorists were dubbed as warriors and heroes. The BJP is now blaming left's appeasement politics for emboldening anti-India forces, but the left is pointing fingers at the BJP itself.
But I hold the government of Kerala squarely responsible for this, because just yesterday they permitted the terror organization Hamas, head of Hamas yesterday was allowed to speak and speak hatefully about jihad, about waging hatred and war against non-believers, etc., etc. And the government of Kerala permitted that program to happen. And 24 hours later, we are seeing the consequences. Chief Minister, who's also the Home Minister of Kerala, is sitting in Delhi and doing his politics. It is the innocents from all communities that will bear the cost of this type of appeasement politics.
Such an online address is being done. It is absolutely within the jurisdiction of the central government, because communication is with the central government, not with the state government. Had it been a physical presence, then if it is someone who is not, who cannot be permitted to address, we have freedom of expression. If some non-terrorist who is listed as a terrorist, who is being hunted by the law enforcement forces, then he or she cannot make a public appearance for a meeting. To the best of my knowledge, nothing of that sort had happened.
Now, there are other leaders in the left who have accused the BJP of jumping the gun, of not having faith in its own central investigating agency, who have just reached and started the investigation. There's also a Facebook confession video that has come out where this man says that I have acted as a lone wolf. I wasn't happy with the practices being observed by the Jehovah's Witnesses group, and they were anti-national according to me, which is why I have done this. Remember, all these are just claims and are yet to be probed. However, politically, the conclusions have clearly been drawn, whatever is politically convenient for the parties. On the other side of this divide is the left, and here is who they are blaming.
We do not view this as a religious war or a religious conflict. We have always opposed the politics of Hamas and what they have been doing. Accuse the CPIM or a CPIM-led government of, helping fundamentalists of any kind is absolutely ridiculous and very, very far from the truth.
The BJP can see nothing except communal hatred. Let the BJP answer. Do they support the blockage of even diesel to run incubators in Gaza, to divert attention from their subordination to the interests of Western powers and their flouting of the traditions of India, they want to bring all these issues in. Shame on them.
केरल में जब से हमारा सरकार हुआ है सबसे रोज कुछ ना कुछ गड़बड़ करने का कोशिश कर रहा है, क्योंकि वहाँ हर तरह का एक्सट्रीमिस्ट फोर्स है, जो रिलीजियस कम्युनल फोर्सेस, दे आर ट्राइंग, वो लोग चाह रहा है कुछ ऐसा गड़बड़ हो, सरकार तकलीफ में आए, सरकार का प्रॉब्लम करने की, तो इसलिए ऐसा कुछ साजिश का अंग होगा। तो अभी घटना जब घटा, अभी आया, अभी इंक्वायरी हो रहा है, कौन किया, क्यों किया, उसको तहकीकात के बाद ही पता चलेगा और उसको ज़रूर सजा मिलेगा। केरल में जितना हिंसा का घटना घटती है या उसमें एक बड़ा हिस्सा आरएसएस के लोग करते हैं, क्योंकि वहाँ कम्युनिस्ट सरकार के खिलाफ आरएसएस का साजिश बहुत पुराना है, सरकार बनने के बाद उसकी साजिश बढ़ती जा रहा है, तो नेचुरली लेफ्ट फ्रंट गवर्नमेंट के खिलाफ वो बोलेंगे।
So who exactly is targeting and who is on the target? To help us understand that, I'm joined by Anil Antony, who's BJP's National Secretary, Ratan Sharda, who's an author, Atikur Rahman, a political analyst, is with us, Vivek Srivastava, also a political analyst, joins us on the broadcast, and Abid Mir Magami, Congress youth leader, is also with us. But the first question to you, sir, Mr. Antony, now the left leaders have been saying that the investigation is still underway. What was the hurry to link this to the speech by the Hamas leader? The man is not a Muslim, he's not a Jew, neither of the communities were attacked. The accused who has been detained is a Christian called Dominic.
Thank you, Priya. So the Bharatiya Janata Party has always, our politics is not for, it is progress for all and appeasement for none. And for us, national security has always been a primary concern. And we are especially concerned about a lot of activities that is happening in Kerala for a long period of time. Today was not an isolated incidences, and we need to look at it from a holistic perspective. Yesterday, a Hamas leader, a former chief of Hamas, who incidentally 2 weeks back had also addressed a gathering in Pakistan, again virtually, where he called for a global jihad. And the same person yesterday was addressing a crowd in Kerala, which was called by a solidarity movement, an organization that is based in Kerala, that is a wing of the Jamaati Islami, which has its origins from the Muslim Brotherhood. And this Jamaati Islami is actually from 2007 itself, it is classified as a dangerous organization by the US administration. So a wing of this organization had called a Hamas leader, a terror leader, to Kerala to address a large gathering, and an incident happened just 24 hours later, which was concerning to us. So we raised our concern. But you look at what is happening in Kerala for the last few months. In the last 6 months, the NIA is now going through many investigations in Kerala. Almost 6 different charge sheets have been filed about different terror-related incidents that happened, including one just 2-3 weeks back, where there was an arson incident in Kerala, in northern Kerala, where somebody tried to burn a train. And once again, NIA tracked the perpetrator and to Shaheen Bagh, where a particular individual was caught and charge sheeted for trying to incite violence, trying to incite an arson incident close to a Hindustan petroleum plant. So these kind of incidents are recurringly happening, and we, for the Bharatiya Janata Party, find it very concerning that the state government is turning a blind eye to all these kind of activities. It is not just the state government. You look at the state of Kerala and politics. It is CPM, then you have the Indian National Congress and their major ally, the Muslim League. They are all in the national stage, part of the same platform, the India Alliance. The 3 parties there, they are pandering to this kind of thoughts for a long time, these kind of organizations for a long time, and this is creating a internal security issue in Kerala, which is what the BJP is concerned about. For instance, now I'll give you another example, the PFI. The PFI is a banned organization across India. But everybody knows that in Kerala, there are open cells of the PFI where people are working, and again, nobody is doing anything to curb any of these instances. Again, it is the NIA that is going there and actually shutting down the PFI cells. The Kerala government is not doing anything regarding it. When the Israeli conflict started 25 days back, You had so many open rallies of the PFI in Kerala where people were waving all kind of flags, from ISIS flags to many of these dangerous flags, and walking around and chanting very grossly communal slogans across Kerala. And then you are inviting Hamas leaders to speak. So all this trend is dangerous. This trend is very concerning for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and therefore our leaders, including the state president, including the union ministers from our state, we all raised an issue. So let us not try to trivialize it to just one issue. We are concerned about what is happening in the state of Kerala for the last many months, even years, because of the appeasement politics of the two major parties from Kerala and one of their major ally. Incidentally, all three are part of the same national alliance.
Abid Mirwagami, since the question is directed at you, how do you explain this, that Hamas leader chose Kerala as a platform where he thought he could get a voice, somebody who's, well, if I can call it a terror group or a militant group, I don't know, party members have been raping and killing. Of all the places, they got a platform in Kerala.
Whatever today happens in Kerala and Kashmir is an act of terrorism. Let the real culprit be found and punished as soon as possible. No one should be allowed for religious and political gain.
Okay. And Kerala Chief Minister could not have said this on an official platform. At least we haven't heard anything from him on those lines.
Investigation agencies should explore all the aspects of the problem.
No, but I'm talking about the platform that was given to the Hamas leader. What the BJP's point being that when they suspect left collusion, it is not because of this immediate incident, but because there is a track record. That is why it becomes difficult to give benefit of doubt to the left, which is your ally in the National Alliance.
It is the Home Minister's failure. Why government is allowed?
It's the Home Ministry's failure, you said.
Of course, the Home Minister.
Okay, Mr. Anthony, it was a virtual speech which has been the defense of the left since yesterday. It was a virtual speech. It comes under the purview of the minister who is now most vocal in targeting the left. What did they do about it?
See, it is preposterous to say that it is the Home Ministry's failure. In the last 6 months, like I mentioned, the Kerala government and the state police had done nothing about all these incidents as I mentioned. Finally, it is the NIA who has gone there and has busted dozens of PFI modules, and it is the NIA that has gone and charge sheeted for multiple of these arson incidences that happened there. So the Kerala government and the state police are completely turning a blind eye to all these incidences for their appeasement politics, and because of the absolute failure of the state apparatus and the state security apparatus, the Home Ministry and the NIA has stepped in, and NIA is now ensuring that none of these activities will go forward. So now, despite such a scenario in the state where the Marxist Party and the police apparatus being completely nonchalant towards these kind of anti-India, anti-national activities happening in the state, the Home Ministry is stepping in and the NIA is stepping in and is ensuring that these kind of things do not become the mainstream. So
Ratan Shahada, is it the nonchalance that is emboldening anti-India forces?
Definitely. See, you cannot have state governments not taking any cognizance of continuous terror attacks and continuous terror group formations in various places, especially Kerala. I'll give you just one example. In July itself, this year, NIA foiled a major terrorist Kerala-based ISS module which was going to attack all over India. So that is just last July. And what do the Communist Party do? It goes to Delhi, sits on a dharna, doesn't look what's happening in India. And you will remember that this Hamas rally also had slogans uprooting Hindutva. It was a rally against Israel. It was for Palestinians, presumably. But in the guise of Palestinians, the terrorists were given open invitation, and these people were just very happily, nonchalantly allowing that to happen in a state which has got huge number of terror active activists. The SATP organization report of 2017 says ISI sympathizers arrested during those 4 years, 261, out of which arrested 113, detained 60, and 88 had traveled to Syria. Then you have women caught for terror activity in Syria. 20,000 September 2020, Al Qaeda people, 9 Al Qaeda people were arrested in Kerala and Bengal. So NI is doing everything possible. What is the local police doing? Does police have no rule at all? In India Today says 2017, 100 people had joined ISI just in Kannur district. With such statistics, if you close your eyes, wink at these people who are spreading terror and allow such activities in the name of Israel-Palestinian clash, which actually was instigated by Hamas, which they had a completely debased human behavior, which actually hurt the Palestinian cause. And these people say they have no role to play. In a state charged with terror activities like PFI and all other people are going to joining ISI, etc., how can you keep quiet and in fact pass a assembly resolution releasing the terror suspect of Coimbatore blast? This is the condition of Kerala. They don't mind at all if in the name of vote bank politics. This church attack, you remember in Sri Lanka, 250 people are killed. Today you'll say it was not a Muslim or somebody else. But point is, you are creating hatred against various communities.
No, and when one says that, okay, it was a virtual address by the Hamas ex-leader, center is to blame. What about the IUML rally that was taking place? It wasn't a virtual rally. There were thousands who were out on the streets. And by the way, the facade that is used that, oh, it is pro-Palestine, there is a difference between Palestine and Hamas, the nuance is not being observed. These people were conducting a pro-Hamas rally. In that case, yes. Atikur Rahman, who would you blame?
Priya, let me play the devil's advocate. Point blank.
Don't play.
The charges leveled by Mr. Anthony and even Mr. Ratan Sharda are too serious. And they are also claiming that these charges are since 5 years, 7 years. And the state of Kerala have been led by the central government, which is so serious about terrorism that it always, comes out with the argument of zero tolerance towards terrorism. So may I ask the Honorable BJP spokesperson and Mr. Ratan Sharda, this is the zero tolerance of the central government towards terrorism? Why not since 7 years there is a recommendation by the central government for a president's rule? You have left the state for terrorism? My goodness! Who will believe you, sir? The fact of the matter, Priya, is since the past 7-8 years, the RSS and the BJP, they are hell-bent to have some ground in Kerala, which the people of Kerala have thrown them off air. They are not getting any political mileage. And that's why within 48 hours they can have a bomb blast like this.
Vivek
Under the
Srivastava?
guise of the Hamas former leader coming and addressing a Jamaat Islami.
Okay, Vivek Srivastava, left leader today said that BJP doesn't trust its own investigating agencies and are jumping to conclusions. What about those who blame the RSS and the center?
It's very serious charge. He will have to face the consequences. He's openly saying that RSS and BJP brought about bomb blast in Kerala. Let him say so. Be open. Don't try to just shrug off. You have made a very serious charge. You should be picked up by the police and asked for where did you get the information? How did you get the information? You should not instigate more violence by making baseless charges. Sorry, you are a scholar. You are a research scholar. You are not a politician. You should not take charges which has no basis.
I would like
you are a politician. Are you planning to join a politician?
I have a base for this argument.
Take back your words.
I have my
Take back your words.
Seconds, please.
Take back your words.
No. Sir, he's trying to counter your. Let him back up his charges. Yes, please go on, Mr. Rahman.
May I come in?
Yes, please.
I want to have a clarification towards this. Thank you so much. In 1974, there is a parliamentary debate between Mrs. Gandhi and Mr. Vajpayee, wherein Mrs. Gandhi says to Mr. Vajpayee, sir, it's not...
Mr. Sharda, maybe he has a point to make. Let's listen to him. We have enough time. Let's listen to him. Everybody will get a chance to rebut. Mr. Sharda, please. Let's listen to Mr. Rahman. Yes, sir, what's your point? We were talking about 1970s.
Mr. Sharda, Thank you. So Mrs. Gandhi is asking Mr. Vajpayee in the Lok Sabha debate, how is that wherever the RSS chief goes, within a week there are communal riots in that area? And Mr. Vajpayee replies that it is a coincidence. Mrs. Gandhi answers, it's a very strange coincidence. Wherever the RSS goes, there are communal riots. Since 74.
So it's a strange coincidence that a Hamas ex-top boss gets to speak in Kerala. And it's a strange coincidence that just 2 days after that, there is a blast. And it's also a strange coincidence that just a day after that Hamas leader's speech where he called rapists and killers warriors, there is an IUML rally that says we support them. It's all a strange coincidence, Mr. Rahman.
2010, the Christian professor's hands were chopped off by
RSS is
PFI.
handy. RSS is 24/7 handy with such vulgar, obnoxious tactics.
In the name of RSS.
They are having a PhD in creating communal riots and these types of disturbances.
Those are some very strong allegations coming in. Mr. Vivek Srivastava has been very patient. Sir, would you like to come in? Let's give him a word as well. We'll circle back to you, sir. Mr. Srivastava.
Yeah. See, I was listening to everyone and I think Atikur Rahman Saab is very vocal and very right in what he is saying. All aspects need to be investigated. There are times when the opposition tries to destabilize a particular party, a particular government. There are fringe elements associated. There are so many supporting organizations associated with parties these days that you have to do a thorough investigation. Comrade Hanan Mullah said the same thing today. It looks like a conspiracy against the present government and the chief minister. Atikur Rahman Saab is saying the same thing. So let the police and let the investigating agencies find out the truth. Let there be patience. And I think tomorrow around 10 o'clock or something, there's an all-opposition all-party meeting that the chief minister is calling. Yeah. Nobody is blaming anyone. Let the investigation come out. You have, I mean, it is.
No, sir, it's not.
No,
everybody is blaming everyone, which is why we are having this debate.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm not even saying which side. Every side is blaming the other side.
Nobody is blaming.
One point right now.
Let Mr. Srivastava speak.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Your own cadre has
now see,
been
listen to
killed
me
by
now. First of all,
PFI,
please don't.
Your own
please.
SFI person was killed by PFI.
Sir, we have been against the PFI always.
Don't play the devil.
Ratan Sharda ji, you do not have a stake in Kerala, and you are trying to make a backup over there. You know. So we have to investigate everyone.
For that.
Try to understand what is your role in Kerala today.
48.
Why are
you
you
attacking RSS in 1948? You have failed to stop RSS. So don't try to not make new place.
We have never attacked anyone. It's a
Mr. Srivastava, am I wrong in believing that left was against a ban on PFI? Did you just say that you were always against the PFI?
India Today report. These are reports.
No.
These are not my
Didn't the
reports.
Congress and the left both vacillate when it came to banning the PFI?
Let me speak. No, we raised the issue of PFI time and again. We investigated PFI time and again.
Who banned PFI?
And if there were problems, the left does not support any kind of extremism, whether it is Hindu extremism or it is Islamic.
Sir,
and right now,
like what happened in Delhi today, when the left organized a
right now a bigger danger to the country
Palestine rally and said it is about Gaza genocide. You said you're not in favor of any extremism.
BJP RSS, I am very clear.
No, you are saying left doesn't support any kind of extremism. Then what are the terrorists doing? Going about killing children, beheading them, raping women?
We do not.
And left not conducting a
still not defined Hamas as a
anti-Hamas rally instead of...
Let me speak.
Yes.
Let me speak something conceptually that too many guys speak. Ratan Sharda, let me speak. Mr. RSS, let me speak.
Did you stop
Mr. RSS, let me speak.
RSS recruits?
Let me speak. You have no idea what is Palestine-Israel issue.
Okay, in fact, gentlemen, let's just, we'll have to put it on hold because Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has himself reacted to these allegations that have been coming his way of appeasement. We've got breaking developments coming in. Just a while ago, he addressed a press conference and he has spoken about the communal link to these attacks. Let's listen into what exactly did Pinarayi Vijayan say.
നമ്മുടെ ഒരു മന്ത്രി, കേന്ദ്രമന്ത്രി, അദ്ദേഹം നടത്തിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പ്രസ്താവന, അത് dirty, shameless appeasement politics by a discredited CM in bracket and HM Pinarayi Vijayan, besieged by corruption charges, sitting in Delhi and protesting against Israel, when in Kerala open calls by terrorist Hamas for jihadis causing attacks and bomb blasts on innocent Christians. അത്തരമൊരു ഗൗരവമായ സംഭവത്തിൽ നേരത്തെ തന്നെ ഒരു പ്രത്യേക നിലപാടെടുത്ത് പ്രത്യേകമായി ചിലരെ ലക്ഷ്യം വെച്ചുകൊണ്ടുള്ള പ്രചരണ രീതികളാണ് ഈ ഒരു വിഭാഗം സ്വീകരിച്ച് കാണുന്നത്. അത് അവരുടെ വർഗീയ നിലപാടിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. ആ വർഗീയ നിലപാടിനോടൊപ്പമല്ല കേരളം നിൽക്കുന്നത്. കേരളം എല്ലാ വർഗീയതയ്ക്കും എതിരായ നിലപാടാണ് എല്ലാ കാലത്തും സ്വീകരിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്.
Mr. Anthony, what is your communal agenda?
There is, first of all, unlike what many of my panelists were saying, that we don't have a stake in Kerala, let me once again remind my esteemed panelists how the BJP has been growing in the state. In 2009, we had 4% vote share. Now we have 13% vote share. We have tripled our vote share in the last 2 election cycles. We are a growing party, incrementally growing in Kerala. And one of the biggest reasons why we are growing in Kerala is because the people in the state more and more is understanding this appeasement agenda of both the major parties in that state. Now I'll come to the other points which were raised right now. And again, my esteemed panelists were saying that the left doesn't have a communal agenda. But let me again remind what has been happening in the state of Kerala just in the last 4 or 5 days. Again, this is not about the Palestine cause. India ourselves has a very clear point of view on Palestine. This is not about the Palestine cause.
You don't even
but
know
the
what is
speaker
communism and what is left and what is Marxism. You don't know ABC of ideology.
This is not about any Marxism. Let us. This is not about your ideological debate. Let me tell what is happening in the state of Kerala.
But aren't we talking about terrorism?
Of the masses.
We are not talking about Marxism here. We are talking about the growing extremism and terrorism in Kerala.
Yes.
Support the religious agenda that
I think we are confusing our isms, sir.
Your concept that the minority should be prosecuted. Your agenda that the Muslims
whose concept
do not
is
belong to the country. You are a communal party and a communal organization.
Please
you
let
are
me complete.
anti-constitutional.
Please don't shout at me. Let me complete. So the Kerala speaker, Mr. Shamsir.
Don't speak against what you don't know about what the left stands for.
You don't need to teach me what the left stands for. Please let me complete my sentence.
We do not have riots like Gujarat in Kerala. We do not have riots like Gujarat in Kerala, mister.
See, are you here for a debate or are you just going to shout? Let me finish my point.
We know who's communal. The whole country knows who's communal.
Your party is communal. So, your speaker, Mr. Shamsir, 2 days back said Hamas are a bunch of freedom fighters. They are the bunch of people who actually killed 1,400 civilians in Israel, who raped, mutilated and are still holding
the United Nations General Secretary said has still not called Hamas a terrorist organization.
That's
if the United Nations is not saying that terrorists, who are you? And if they are terrorists, the General Secretary said, the General Secretary of United Nations said very clearly, we condemn what happened on October 7th. However,
so are you saying that the activities that happened in Israel is not
and Israel has been doing
attack?
the same for the last 75 years. I dare you to call Israel a terrorist state. I dare you to call Israel a terrorist state. You guys are towing an American line.
Very important strategic and security partner of India.
And you do what Americans ask you to do. You did not support the United Nations You do
Yes.
not support, did not
No,
support
Mr.
the United
Srivastava,
Nations resolution, which
India's
120
We
official
had a
countries
very principled
are
stance.
trying to bring about peace
You
over
need
there.
to let me remind
You
you
have become
some
stooges of the Americans.
actualities,
Agents of the
Mr.
American
Srivastava.
multinational parties. That is what you are.
See, you need to remember one thing. Prime Minister
Don't dare
Modi
to
is the
talk about what the left is. And don't dare to say that we are communal. We are not communal. We stand for the
Kerala
rights
left
of
is the most
minorities,
communal outfit in
which
India.
should be there in a
It's a
civilized
reality.
society. We don't victimize minorities like you do.
I myself am a minority. So why are you? So let me now finish. So Kerala, Mr. Speaker, 2 days back, he actually had said that Hamas are a bunch of freedom fighters who are fighting some cause. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor went for a IUML event 2 days back, and he himself said that it is an act of terror. And now he is no longer.
Today, the Indian government is trading with the Taliban. You were accusing the Taliban at one time. Today you are trading with it, talking to it. And today you are saying that they are in our support. Afghanistan is our ally. Pakistan is our enemy. And tomorrow, I want to ask you a question, Mr. BJP. If the Hamas comes to power in Palestine and a state is formed, will you talk to the Palestinians then or not? You don't even know ABC of international politics.
See, Prime Minister Modi is the first Prime Minister to officially go to the state of Palestine.
Gentlemen,
I've
completely run out of time. There is investigation that is still underway. One needs to go to the bottom of what happened in Kerala today, but it is also equally important to find out what has been happening in the state for a long while from now. Big questions there clearly being raised. I've completely run out of time. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on this debate.